All right, so we have a video making its rounds addressing police brutality. Again, it's another race video. I know some of you guys get angry at that. Or should I say racially charged video. I can't say it's about race. I've seen screenshots, so I want to react to this in live time because I found the cam. So let's take it. This is the one in Jacksonville, Florida, about a black guy who got punched in the face or beat up by cops. I've seen screenshots, so let's react to the full video. I'm gonna do it in live time, and I'm also gonna do this video from the perspective of, I mean, obviously a black male myself, but somebody who has, dealt with, or should I say, someone who's received training on, how to avoid police conflict as a black man. So I'm gonna go through and be like, yeah, we used to do that. We're like, you shouldn't do that. You should do this, whatever. And then, we're gonna add a little bit of spice to this. Let's go to the comment section. The comment section's always interesting. I'm gonna react to more body cam videos just so we can kind of see the discrepancy, like what happens when there's a black perpetrator versus a white perpetrator. Because there's a lot of people living in denial about the discrepancies as to what happens when there's black perpetrators versus white perpetrators and the response of the public. But anyway, let's get started with this video. Here we go. Jacksonville man gets abused by cops. Allegedly. Let's see. Oh, and I'll link the description.
Yeah, Florida too.
I'll link the description, or I will link to the original video in the description box. See if I can get this better to where we can see. Again, record this off of the television. This is for better viewing purposes versus me like trying to record off my phone and redo all this stuff. But here we go.
Echo Charlie Whiskey on a silver Kia.
No, do not open the door. Do not open the door. Stay in your vehicle. Do not do that. That is looked at as aggressive behavior. I don't know who told him to do that. Unless his like windows messed up or something. But no, do not do that.
Is there a reason why you're popping the door open like that? I don't have a window that works. Is there a reason that you're pulling me open? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Doesn't have a window that works. Here, I'm gonna try to readjust this. See if you guys can see. Yeah, no, never mind. I'm gonna see if I can readjust the camera to where you guys can see the text at the bottom. But nah, sorry. We'll go with this. But okay, his window's broken. But still, I would say that through the window. Me personally, I would say it through the window, like, hey, can you run out the window? Be like, hey, my window's broken. Let me open the door. Here's my hands. Something like, I wouldn't start off with that. Like, his foot's already out. You never know what's gonna do. What man can do right here. So yeah.
There's a reason why I'm pulling you over. For one thing, inclement weather, you don't have your lights on. Two things, you're not wearing your seatbelt.
It's daylight. I don't need the lights. And it's not raining. It's not raining.
Oh, this is inclement?
It's not raining.
Okay, I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's kind of true. You don't need your lights in that kind of weather. Whether it's raining or not, it doesn't look like it's raining, but maybe it's drizzling.
I'm pulling you over. Give me your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance.
No, call your supervisor. Why?
Excuse me?
Call your supervisor.
Unnecessary.
Why did you pull me over?
I don't know why you said call your supervisor. You don't need to call your supervisor over that. I don't even know why he's even raising his stink about this, but I don't know. We'll see.
It's under 35. I'm properly dog driver. I've already told you. Why do you?
No, sorry. This is on police activity. If you just want to kind of glance over there and try to find it yourself.
Pull me over.
Step out of the vehicle. No, step out of the vehicle.
All right, that was unnecessary. He said step out of the vehicle. First off, I don't know why he asked him to step out of the vehicle. He actually didn't have to. So the cop was, I don't know, unless there was some other reason, probable cause. I didn't see a probable cause. But yeah, he technically didn't have to tell him to step out of the vehicle. And then the guy shutting the door and locking himself in, you're begging for trouble with that. Because now that says that you're probably hiding something. So I wouldn't have done that. And me personally, actually, I just would have stepped out of the vehicle. Just because I already know what time it is when it comes to being black in America and the cops pull you over. But I don't know, maybe this guy's hiding something because he looks like he's the age where he should know that. Okay, and I say that like I get that not every black parent has the conversation with their children about police officers and how they view you and what time it is when they deal with you versus people of other races, not just white but people of other races. But still, he should know better just by living in this country that's not wise.
I say, if the 9-4, the driver just slammed the door and locked it. Yep.
You already told you the reason for pulling you over. You shouldn't have to say it again.
25 seconds. If anybody responding, come in from Commonwealth.
I'm sorry.
Vehicle, please. Keep your hands where I can see them, sir. My camera's on too. I've already told you. Okay. Okay. Right now you're under arrest for resisting.
You're under arrest for resisting. It's like, how can you resist arrest if you weren't put under arrest? I don't know. Or probably he's just raising a stink, so you're probably under arrest for that. But I don't know. That sounds a little weird.
You're under arrest for resisting. The longer you take us on, the worse it's going to be. Keep your hands where I can see them, sir. Okay.
Here comes the other cop.
Sir, this is your last warning to open the vehicle and exit.
Cop lights are on.
Break the window.
Headlights.
Open the door and exit.
The cop headlights aren't on. I know they were flashing when they had it, but that's like just part of the thing. But yeah, it was like your lights weren't on in the daytime. It's like, I mean, he doesn't have daylights. Look at the car. Like that model didn't look like daylights were a thing when they made that car. But whatever. Now that just seems kind of sketchy to be like, oh, you didn't have your lights on. It's like no one has their lights on. What are you talking about?
We're going to break the window. Open the door and exit, or we are going to break the window.
I'm gonna try to move this camera so you guys can see in case something's like not on screen that needs to be.
Well, we're conducting a traffic stop right now. You need to.
No, he's under arrest.
Hey, all right, we'll put on this stuff.
Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting.
And for those who are like, why are they pinning him in? I've seen enough police body cams. Sometimes perpetrators / suspects will try to escape, even though they sit there and they think, oh, well, they're probably not going to run. They're probably not going to do anything. Sometimes they actually will. They'll sit there for a while. They'll kind of play possum, and they'll take off. So the officers positioning the cars to make sure this guy doesn't run, that's justifiable.
Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting.
Can you unlock the door and step out? I will. Can you step out? You're being done. There's a traffic stop being conducted. You're required to comply.
There's some. He said they're conducting a traffic stop. You're required to comply. I don't. Again, I'm not a lawyer, but there are certain circumstances where you don't have to comply for a certain officer's request during a traffic stop. I don't know what they are. Ask a lawyer. But when he's like, you're required to comply, I know there's been some controversy around that, and I've seen a lot of comment section lawyers and then some actual lawyers talk about that. That might be state dependent. I don't know, but this is Florida, so who knows.
Yes.
He's locked it up. Put the window down. I'll try to talk to
Okay. So what did he ask for when he I guess, when he pulled me over? Yeah.
Oh, okay, they put his camera up. I'm gonna readjust this. I know I got a little thing on my television. It's all messed up. Let me see if I can see it. Yeah, it's this line right here. Don't worry, it's not your screen. It's mine. This is an old television. So it is what it is.
And then I said, so what I did wrong?
Yeah.
He said, well, for one, your headlights are off under this button. I'm like, there's multiple people headlights.
Okay, that's still a legitimate reason.
There's no rain.
It doesn't matter. You're still required to have headlights on.
Can you put that law up? Huh? Can you put that law up?
Yeah, when you step out of the car, I will.
Hey.
When he step out of the car, well, Yeah, if you ever hear that, you already know what time it is. Like they're not gonna pull, like officers aren't gonna cite law like that in front of you. Of all the police body cam footage, I think I've only heard 2 cops ever cite law, and then even it wasn't a case like this. It was one of those, white guy walking down the street with like with AR-15 on his back, and then he was like, excuse me, officer, what law says I can't do this? And then they quoted some statute, but I forgot what state that was even in. But that was a long time ago. That was back in like 2013 or something. I think I saw that video. But yeah, officers aren't gonna quote law to you like right there on the spot. I'm not gonna say that they don't know, but like, let's just like it's like anything else. Like the general premise of the law, and that's what you're gonna enforce as an officer. And then they're going to do it. Like officers aren't lawyers. They're not going to sit there and be like, oh, according to statute such and such and such and such, you have to do this. Like unless a cop actually just knows it like that, which very few do, from what I hear and my own experience. But yeah, they're not going to do that. So if they're like, oh yeah, step out of the car and then I'll cite it for you. Like no, they won't. They're going to probably knock you over the head or or slap the cuffs on you. But it's all right. And you can look at this dude over here in the corner. Like he's ready for something just to pop off. Look at that. Like look at that face. That face is like, give me a reason. Give me a reason. It's like he wants him to act up. Or should I say act up even more? I know some people are like, he's acting up now. Like, yeah, okay. I've seen worse.
Supervisor? Can you call your supervisor?
All right, go for it.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say he's all right, go for it. Yeah, you know what time it is.
Exit the vehicle now! Exit the vehicle!
Oh.
Show me your hands. Here.
What is your reason, sir? What is your reason?
Step out now.
Oh shit. Well, hold on. I gotta rewind that. That you can lawyer up over that one. All right, see if I can get it. That punch right there, yeah, that was uncalled for. That's where they messed up. First off, they really don't have a reason to pull him out of the car like that, but I can see why they probably would. Hold on, we gotta see that again. Okay, how many people we got here? We got 1, 2, dude in back 3. Looks like hands right here 4. The punch in the face. Okay.
Put your hands behind your back. Hands behind your back.
All right, this is unnecessary. Let's see, we got, 1 cop body cam we're looking at, 2, 3, 4, 5. They got the black cops there. Oh, they're definitely gonna hide behind. This wasn't racist. We got 2 black cops who put him to the ground too. Which, for those that know, we already know what time it is, and we got black police officers. But we're gonna move on. I'm not even gonna get into that this video. That's unnecessary. That's the back of his head. He's shoving into the ground. That's unnecessary. He already got multiple officers on his back, and he's not technically been showing violence. But all right, I see why he's trying to sue. I'd still say he's in the wrong in a number of areas, but I get it.
What do you mean? I was putting my hands behind my back. I was going
Now, man. They not talking. You're under.
Yeah, okay. That officer said there ain't no talking now. That is true. If you violate it, did they miss his car? I don't know if they really should have ran into it like that. I don't know if that was there before, if he just slightly pushed it up there. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. Complying later on after not complying to lawful orders, that just doesn't fly. I've seen enough videos of that. That's not usually how that works. But then again, we have to go back to like the first instance of all this going down is like, why is he pulling him over? Like he said, no seatbelt. Which is another thing. Let's look at that. Let's look at that. Did he have a seatbelt already on in that first encounter? When he stupidly. Let's see here. Can't really see it.
Yes, sir.
Is there a reason why you're popping the door open like that?
I don't have a
tell.
Inclement weather, you don't have your lights on. Two things, you're not wearing your seatbelt.
It's daylight. I don't need the lights. And it's not raining. It's not raining.
Oh, this is inclement?
It's not raining.
Okay, I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you why I'm pulling you over. Give me your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance.
No, call your supervisor. Why?
I noticed he didn't push back on that seatbelt. Like he pushed back on the headlights. He didn't push back on that seatbelt though. I was like, yeah, okay.
Excuse me?
Call your supervisor. Why did you pull me over?
Sorry, 35. I'm fucking with the dog driver. I've already told you.
Why did you pull me over?
Step out of the vehicle.
No,
Step out of the vehicle.
Okay, can't tell. Let's go back to his body cam or his cell phone footage. See if he had it on there. Oh wait, hold on. Hang on.
So what did he ask for when he I guess, when he pulled me over, he walked up.
I don't know if that's probably under his arm or what.
And then I said, so what I did wrong?
Yeah.
He said, well, for one, your headlights are off under this weather. I'm like,
I don't think it's seatbelt. It looks like it might be under because like he's moving and the seatbelt's moving.
There's no rain.
It doesn't matter. You're still required to have headlights on.
Can you pull that law up?
Huh?
Can you pull that law
Yeah,
up?
when you step out of the car, I will.
Hey.
Can you call your supervisor?
Huh?
Oh, okay, yeah, he had the seatbelt over his. Oh, he had it over his arm. Okay, yeah, he put that on later because the way he was sitting, we would have been able to tell that. So yeah, okay, he put a seatbelt on later. Yeah, you already caught, buddy. If that goes to court, they definitely catch that. All right, let's go to the. Where do we leave off? We'll start right here.
What's wrong with you?
What you mean? I was putting my hands behind my back. I was going.
Now, man. They not talking. Fucking talking shit, bro. What's going on, bro? What's going on, man?
You're under arrest. That's
No,
what's going on.
no.
Yes, bro. Yes.
No, for reason, bro. You gonna throw a ball like that, bro?
Yeah, I'm gonna take it off now, man.
Bro. And I'm just trying to have a regular conversation with y'all, bro. That's not gonna work.
I'm just having a regular conversation. They say stop talking when you're in these situations. Just stop talking. You don't make it any better. And again, you as a black man, you already know. Like, well, as a black man, you should already know when you're in this position. You have to take this to the court. If you feel like you're being unjustified or unjustifiably treated or pulled over or whatever, and you're already in this situation where you're on the ground in handcuffs, just shut up and fight it in court because you're not going to win this battle out here. They don't care, black, white, otherwise. It is what it is. But he's like, I'm trying to have a conversation with y'all. No, when you slam the door and you got hostile, that's what it is. And then, of course, once they decide to bust out your window and pull you out, yeah, it's just, again, just don't talk. Just don't talk. Because, like, you're not going to talk your way to handcuffs. Like, see this guy? Like, when you're in this position right here, when you're in this position, you're not talking your way out of handcuffs. Like, there's nothing you're going to say that's going to be like, that's gonna like revolution, like that's gonna like appeal to them. They're gonna be like, oh, sorry, our bad. Yeah, all right, get the cuffs off of them, guys. Get the cuffs off. Like, no, like that's not gonna happen. When you're in this position, you're going to jail. You're going to downtown. You're at least going to a holding cell, something. Like it's over. That's why you just shut up and just do whatever they ask at that point, and then fight it in court.
Yes, it is. So why close the door if you see him pull up? Because, man, what you mean? He talking about arresting me and stuff like I didn't do nothing.
Yeah, see, now we got the black people going back and forth. And that's how the white officers shut up because they already know what time it is. Like, if you say something, all of a sudden it's racist. So they're letting the black guys talk so they don't get accused of nothing. I mean, you gotta play the hand you're dealt.
Idiot. I didn't do nothing wrong.
Oh, he said the line. I didn't do nothing. Just keep giving them ammunition.
Approximately 30-year-old. Last race.
I did.
This is the guy who was waiting for a fight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing. Some officers, they're begging for conflict. Like they want you to act up. Like black men out there, young black like YNs as they say, young niggas. Some officers are just begging for it. Like they already don't like you, so don't give them a reason. Like when you do stuff like that, you're giving them a reason. You already know what the rest of the country's gonna say. If you would only comply. Now it doesn't matter if your white friends do it. Doesn't matter if the Hispanic boys can get away with it. If you do it, you're getting punched in the face like he just did. Now was that justifiable? Absolutely not. So I see why they're taking it to court. But at the same time, he's gonna have a time fighting that, especially with him slamming the door in the officer's face, being like, "No, I ain't getting out of the car." And it's just like, "Well, why aren't you getting out of the car?" It's like, "It doesn't matter. That's an unlawful order." It's like, actually, it wasn't unlawful. And you kind of gave him a little probable cause there to begin with, even though you did explain it by saying that your window doesn't work. But there was no reason to not step out of the car, and it wasn't a situation where it was sketchy. So good luck with that one in the court with the judge and things of that nature. But let's finish this out. Looks like we only got about 30 seconds left anyway. Oh, okay, that's it. So yeah, that's that. My thoughts, definitely some police brutality, but I don't know if we can completely say this was unjustified. They didn't need 4 officers to beat his ass and pull him out of the car, but at the same time, like there's really no reason to pull him out of the car either. But like he did refuse a lawful order, and that still can kind of tip that probable cause. Like, okay, why are you acting this way when I ask something reasonable of you? The headlight thing, not really justified to say that he didn't have his headlights on. That's why you pulled him over. Seatbelt, okay, I know it's a national law. That's justified. Clearly, he didn't have a seatbelt on, so the stop was warranted. Asking him to get out of the car, don't know if that was warranted. Again, that kind of goes into, I think you gotta ask a lawyer about that one, which this guy should get a lawyer. Obviously he does. He says he's gonna fight in court. That's what one of the, I think news articles news article headlines that I read applied. But I just wanted to react to this. Yeah, I don't know. Definitely some police brutality, but I wouldn't say it was 100% unjustified. He gave them a reason. They took it too far, but he did give them a reason. So again, yeah, young black males, you gotta be on your P's and Q's out here. You gotta realize you're playing by a different set of rules. You can't be out here acting like the white boys. All right. Actually, I'm gonna react to another video just to kind of show the discrepancy between certain things. It's gonna be that guy who was ramming people with his car at a Chick-fil-A. I'm gonna react to that one on the heels of this. I'll probably post these back to back just so you guys can kind of see what I'm saying here. When it's like funny how the perpetrator is different. Oh no, we said we were gonna go to the comments section. Let's hit the comments section. Let's see what they be talking about over here in the comments. Let me zoom in here. Glad I got to watch the full version on at ABC. This is story spinning already. Same thing happened to me. Cop stopped me because I didn't have my lights on. I gave him my license. He checked me out, then let me go. You already know what time it is with that. So you fight the battles in court, not with the police. Absolutely. You're never gonna win those. I'm gonna go ahead and like that comment. Important lesson for both egos, not your amigo. Oh, he got that from active self-protection. Chris Rock, how did I get drafted by police? Yeah, but not the same scenarios that Chris Rock was talking about. Finally, a pair of cops who understand how to corral a car. Oh yeah, they did do a good job on that. You're under arrest, no bro, yeah, bro, yes. As a black man, this was avoidable. Yeah, that is true. Not saying he deserved to be punched. Saying this entire encounter was avoidable easily. That is true. I'm gonna like that comment. That's my sentiments exactly. He didn't have to get punched in the face like that. But he did kind of escalate things. So again, I'm not saying the police were 100% justified, but he was not in the right in a few areas, as I just said. All right, some people resist on purpose, hoping to file a lawsuit. That's a dog whistle. The bro was rage baiting. His window definitely didn't work now. Suspended license and he knew it. Maybe. Now the police cars have their headlights on. Yeah, that's true. 100%. Whip and waiver, nice day, no folks. Whatever. Every cop came in without headlights. Yeah. And see, just because the cops do it doesn't mean that that's going to be like something like said in court. Like, well, the cops didn't have their headlights on either. Yeah, no one's going to care. They're going to be like, you didn't have yours on, they pulled you over. Case in point. So everyone debating the punch he got through the window, but what I want to know is, what about the uppercut old boy caught with hands behind his back? Yeah, that's the one that's going to get him in trouble, right? The cops in trouble like that. More cops and headlights. If there's only someone that all this could have been avoided. Yeah, I'm not gonna. It's even as a black man, it's like, bro, what are you thinking? When the blue man says step out, you're leaving that car one way or another. Penn versus Mims. Okay, so someone put a court case in here. All right, I'm not gonna look that up. Don't have time, and don't want to. 13% of wizards casting over 15% of spells. Oh yeah, 1350. Another dog whistle that they think that we don't know. The most honest thing cop ever said was, "That's not how this works." When the guy on the ground got punched in the face, says, "I'm trying to have a conversation with you." Yeah, that's true. Okay. All right, so y'all can see the reaction here, and again, you can go over. This is over on police activity, their website. Yeah, let's see. There's nothing really over the top. Unnecessary aggression. He didn't show any signs of hostility at all. Yeah, there's that. Let's see what people have to say about that one. Yeah, it's such a shame the cops were not a little bit more polite. Yeah, true. He did so. Watch. Oh, yeah, here we go. It's whatever. But he did resist arrest. You know, the criminal offense part of the crime in the video. Yeah. I get it. As a rapid situation changes to negative, they are trying to get control as quickly as possible. Yeah, they're basically saying, like, you know, the cops need to control the situation. They're trying to do that, which they are. I've heard even lawyers talk about that. And the lawyers I heard talk about that even talk about how that's sometimes problematic when it comes to sometimes persecuting and sometimes even defending clients when it comes to interactions with police. But facts, both the cop and the driver were equally out of line. Yeah, that's true. Cops should not hit like that, and drivers should not instigate and elevate the situation by continuously ignoring commands, ignoring lawful commands. There is a such thing as unlawful commands, by the way. I'm not reading all that. Imagine being the last cop to pull up, asking what he did, had his lights off in this weather. Let's read these. Oops. Well, he resisted lawful orders and was combative. I would say he was combative, but he was definitely resisting lawful orders. He violently resisted. Yeah, I wouldn't say he violently resisted arrest and assaulted cops, but yeah, I must have missed his headlights. No, he did not. And all right, here we go. This is the part I'm going to talk about. He violently resisted arrest and assaulted cops. No, he did not. See, this is the part where people just make up stuff. Like, oh, he violently resisted. Oh, yes, this guy even said violently resisted. He literally just pled guilty for resisting without violence. Yeah, thank you, sir. He took a plea bargain for the DA. Oh, these are people talking about the follow-up. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna follow this case. I'll just see what the comments had to say. He took a plea bargain with the DA and refused the charge. It doesn't change the fact that he violently resisted the police during his arrest. What's your point? No, he did not violently resist. So again, people think, oh, black person says no, then all of a sudden that's violence. Meanwhile, you got white guys dang near shooting at the cops, and it's just like, well, he just resisted normally. It's like, what are you talking about? I just watched the video twice. Can you prove the timestamp with a violent resisting? Yeah, I'm a thumbs up some of these. immediately put their hands on him. He began yelling and resisting the efforts of the officers to get him to the ground, put hands behind his back. Yeah, no, he didn't. Go back and watch it. Timestamp, yeah, and just going back and forth. So, all right, that's 30 minutes. I think that's long enough. You guys can read the comments for yourself. Yeah, I would say both parties were in the wrong, but you know, the law is going to look after, you know, itself. So they're probably just going to you know, side with the officers, which of course they will, and then be done with it. So anyway, that's my video. I'm gonna do that other video. I'm gonna react to the guy at Chick-fil-A. He did get shot, but it took the officers a while, a lot less, a lot more time than this fella here. So kind of just to show the discrepancy between how black people and white people are treated, and all that racism that white people like to say that doesn't exist. We're gonna go ahead and prove that wrong, and then we're just gonna move on with other stuff like this. I might just start reacting to police videos, actually. Goodness gracious. Because there's plenty of content out there for it. But anyway, that's my video. John from XR Rising.